Good evening and welcome to Leicester. Well, it's not as bright now, but the sun certainly has been shining today. And it's a good job really, because the eyes of the world have been on Leicester on this historic day as 6 days of events began to rebury King Richard III, the former medieval monarch of England. Now, 2.5 years ago, the skeleton of King Richard III was found under a car park. Since then, it's remained with the University of Leicester. However, today, thousands of people lined the streets of Leicestershire as the coffin was taken back to Bosworth battlefield, near to where he fell. It was then taken throughout the villages associated with the battlefield before being brought to to Bow Bridge, and then it arrived at Peacock Lane, where thousands more people turned out to catch a glimpse of the coffin before it was taken into the cathedral, where it will now sit while there is a service. Callum Watkinson now reports on the pomp and pageantry of the King's procession.
In a simple coffin designed by a distant descendant, the bones of England's last Plantagenet king emerged into the sunlight of an early spring day.
Seated, please could I ask you to stand?
After a short service, and adorned with the white roses of the House of York, he set off on a tour of the county where he died and towards a burial on Thursday, fit for a king.
It was very respectful and dignified for Richard, and I think it really was a real good send-off for him to go out to the county.
At Fenn Lane Farm, the historic day began with a vigil at first light. Close to the spot where historians are as certain as they can be, Richard lost his horse, and then his crown, and then his life, more than half a millennium ago.
The research project that was led here has uncovered a number of round shots, and we have a total of 34 from these fields. But probably the most important find within this field was actually that solid silver gilded boar badge, which is Richard's personal insignia.
After a short service at the farm, the cortege was welcomed into Dadlington, where many of the nameless hundreds who died alongside Richard were buried. Then, with a clatter of armour and a round of applause, the procession arrived at Sutton Cheney, where some believe Richard took mass on the eve of battle in 1485.
The Lord is my shepherd.
Praying perhaps for the victory that he would never see.
He makes me lie down in green pastures.
This is beautiful. It's a prayerful service, and that's what Sutton Cheney Church has done for decades. They've just held the memory of the Richard through the Richard III Society and its links there. They have an annual service here on the Sunday nearest to the battle and the anniversary of the battle, and it just holds the whole memory of it very prayerfully. So today is just another continuation of that, really.
At a service given by the Bishop of Leicester, members of today's armed forces led the cortege onto the field of battle itself, their tribute to the soldiers of Bosworth, so long dead.
Today, 530 years later, we have the opportunity to allow King Richard to undertake that journey again.
From there, through Market Bosworth itself, and on towards Leicester Cathedral. A much more fitting voyage for the body of a king than the hasty, hidden journey of 500 years ago. Callum Watkinson, ITV News.
Fine. All by magic.
Joining me now is Nick Clark from Leicester Cathedral. Nick, it really has been a momentous day for Leicestershire, hasn't it?
It's been a tremendous day for Leicestershire and Leicester. We promised to do this with dignity and honour. I think we have. And for 7 hours, the eyes of the world have quite literally been on this county.
Now, I know we shouldn't be, but we are really quite surprised when we see so many people turn out.
I think that was the one thing we could never know quite what would happen, and the combination of fabulous day in terms of weather and the excitement that's been generated by this particular event has resulted in quite literally tens of thousands of people. I was speaking to the bishop. He's been with the cortege all day, and he's been surprised at the queues and the people 5-6 deep, even in villages.
Well, we have to leave it there, but Nick, I know there's lots more to come.
There
Thank you
is.
very much for joining us. And there is lots more to come on ITV News Central throughout the week. Hope you can join us then. For now, though, from the team here, bye-bye.